Alright, welcome back to the trucking journey, everyone. Or if this is your first time making it to the Trucker Jim channel, well, welcome. I'm glad you found me. And as the title of this video suggests, to truck or not to truck? What kind of question is that for a truck driver? Of course you get up and truck. You're a freaking truck driver. But you know, none of us has always been a truck driver. And I was, you know, as a truck driver, we all have a lot of time to think. But a lot of people who become drivers, when they come into trucking, are either running away from something or running towards something. Like my good friend Derek Bowie that recently became a truck driver, and it's been a goal for a long time, and it wasn't easy, everything he had to do to become a truck driver, because at some point he wasn't even a driver. He didn't have a driver's license, and he's been trucking for well over a year now, doing good, taking care of business. But this video ain't about Derek and his happy trucking story. No, this video is about me and my journey, which is about 7 years in. I've been consistently uploading videos to this YouTube channel and what's called Trucker Jim's Trucking Journey. But this video right here is the official kickoff, episode 1 of the final season. Come with me now. Come with me now. I'll take you down. I know what you're saying. What's that happen now, Jim? What are you pouting about, saying I'm gonna take my ball and go home? Well, it's not like that at all. And in this video, I'm gonna be keeping it real with you truck drivers and everybody else. But in no way is this video meant to discourage anyone that is a truck driver and wants to be a truck driver, because the fact of it is, truck drivers are important. America needs truck drivers every day. But I've given it over 2,000 days, and now I have an idea. This is really more than an idea, but let me share something with you guys that it changed my life. I feel my probability of making some good decisions has increased because of Ben Franklin. You know, $100 Ben, Philadelphia, discoverer of electricity, and a lot of other things. But this is not a Ben Franklin biography, but in Ben Franklin's biography, it was revealed what Ben Franklin always did when he had a tough decision. And over the years, I have grown to adopt Ben Franklin's practice and do what I call a Ben Franklin, which is draw a line on a paper, a positive side on one side, a positive symbol on one side, a negative symbol on the others, and write the positives for this, write the negatives for this, break it down. And that's what I've done on to continue being a truck driver or not. Alright, this is a lot of information and I'm going to try to go over it in a timely manner. I hope my audio is okay. I've got the air condition running because it's like 90 something degrees here in Tennessee. But I'm going to have pop up on the screen my Ben Franklin as I did, or a side-by-side comparison of pros and cons, whatever you want to do it. But as far as leaving truck driving, that is not a hasty decision that I would make or I'd recommend anyone other making, because there's a lot of good things about having a CDL and being a truck driver, which I've got a list of them over on the left side. Number 1 is job security. Man, if everything's on the up and up with your driving record, you will not be out of a job as a truck driver, because we're needed too much. If you bought it, a truck brought it, every trucking company is always hiring. Is it just me, or is that the way it is? And that's probably not going to change anytime soon. You hear, I mean, it's on the news all the time about truck driver shortages. So there's definitely job security, and the type of job it is not a desk job. It's not sitting at a cubicle. It's not in the same warehouse all the time. Nah, man, it's out on the road. I mean, there's a lot of different trucking that you can do. I mean, take your pick, but it's the open road, it's the highway. And even the drivers is doing local deliveries or out and about different locations, seeing different people all the time. It's a pretty cool gig compared to some of the heartbreaking positions many of our friends have. Now this is a list that I made for me, so this is highly personalized. This is not a generalized list. I put a lot of thought and days worth of work into this information I'm covering with you guys. But like for myself, I've got pretty good benefits in place. Blue Cross Blue Shield, retirement, vision insurance for these new contacts I have, so I don't have to put my glasses on to read anymore. Those benefits come in handy. You leave your company, you're gonna leave those benefits too. Now myself, I've been evolving in this video game simultaneously as I've evolved in my truck driving experience, but staying put where I'm at now, there absolutely could be some opportunities for video work right here at the company. I've done some in the past. I was a media director for G&P before they were acquired. That's a definite possibility. Whether I do that or just a safe million-mile trucker, there's an opportunity where I can rest easy at night that I have been valuable to the industry. All of you that's been driving for years can say the same thing. Another cool thing about where I'm at right now, not too quick to leave, there's a lot of opportunities for goodwill gestures. Come on, you know what a goodwill gesture is, or a goodwill opportunity. It's just an opportunity to do something cool for someone. It don't have to cost any money. Holding the door for somebody, smiling, giving a little wave, a friendly chuckle at the truck stop, being nice to that guard that looks like they're having a bad day, friendly conversation. We're not overrun with those opportunities because, normally if hammered down, but we have them on a regular basis. And this might not be for everyone, but for me, I looked at it as an opportunity to have a place to call home, to live. And most of my 7 years as a truck driver, I didn't have a mailbox in the truck, but I pretty much lived in the truck. But you guys don't want me to go into the whole story that led me into the trucking when my marriage was falling apart, headed for divorce, do you? Trust me, you don't. But there's a lot of other great things about being a truck driver. But over on the right side, the negative side, I listed some things that I'm not exactly happy about. And, well, at the top of the list is a life of solitude. I'm doing a 34-hour reset in Tennessee right now. I hadn't seen a familiar face all day. And it's not like this for all truck drivers. I just happened to come in as I was going through a divorce, so there was a separation of friends, and it was just a big, messy do-over that I ignored because I was on the road. So it was really good at the time, but it's kind of a band-aid to a problem. But I have found it difficult maintaining relationships because I don't know if it's maybe out of sight, out of mind. Plans with others, I don't really even try to make them anymore because of the unpredictability of trucking. Now, I know there are probably a lot of dedicated routes and a predictable schedule. I'm not on one of those. My typical trip is like 1,200 miles or more. Those take a couple of days. Getting back to exactly where you want to go when you're 1,200 miles away from there isn't exactly always easy. Because one thing I've learned as a truck driver is it's not about me. Now, one thing that was a positive, living in a truck, lower expenses is a negative, is living in a truck. I mean, it's cool for a while, kind of like camping's cool for a while. But after a few years, but also living in a truck, it has been extremely difficult for me to develop the habit of working out good. Walking around the truck stop, I don't think that counts. 15 push-ups before a shower, I don't think that counts. A little stretching at the fuel pump, I mean, it does make a difference. I'm not saying don't do it, but that's not really working out. Not working out, not getting laid, but that will be a whole nother video in itself. I know some of you smooth operators, I don't know, found the lot lizards and the tender rats and all that, but I don't know, I don't really have any stories to tell in that area. Now here's one that's important to me. Staying here as a company driver, I can't have a dog. Well, maybe, if I'm certified you know, bipolar and I need a puppy to keep me calm or something. That may be a possibility. So maybe that shouldn't go on my list. Maybe I could have a dog anyway, but the handbook says no dogs. And I don't have a dog. I would really like to have a dog. Unpredictable schedule happens so often, I put it on there twice. It's been a challenge for years, but developing the habit of daily writing. I write sometimes. I wrote this. Parking. You know, some days it's no big deal. You just pull in a place, there's a spot, you park there. Boo! And then there's all these other times when there's no parking. Paid parking. I hate paid parking. But that can definitely be a stressor, worrying about parking. Especially, you know, after like 8, 9 o'clock at night and you're planning on, you know, showering at a Love's or a Flying J. Maybe. But there's 120 other truckers had the same idea. But here's the part that gets me, is I feel like, what else am I missing out on? If I put 10 more years running as hard as I do, sure, I'll pay some bills and save some money, but what's my health gonna be like? What's my relationships with other human beings gonna be like? What kind of difference am I gonna make in the lives of someone else? You know, besides just delivering some goods. But what do you guys think after seeing the Ben Franklin side-by-side comparison, the positives and the negatives, to truck or not to truck for Trucker Jim? That is the question. And I think I got the answer. Let me pull up another document. These are things I want in my life. And right at the top of the list is to be in shape, to eat healthy. Something that I value immensely, that I've been fortunate enough several times over the course of my life to be a part of a group of like-minded people with a common goal. Some call it a team. That's when the real fun starts. But also a thing that is important to creating the life that I want is to have a morning routine. That is so important for high-performance men. I want to catch fish, I want to play the guitar, play songs on the guitar instead of just a few chords. Have a studio again that's set up and that stays set up. You guys know how long it took me to get this light stuff going on and this camera angle? It would be so cool to that stuff just stays set up. And I like have an idea, like, all right, let me hit a few switches and let's lights, camera, action. But also a functional kitchen. I'm not gonna read everything on this list, but hey, here's the list. But exercising 3 times 30 minutes a day, enough to work up a good sweat, is a good starting point for my fitness objective. For those that are new to this channel, let me just kind of fill you in on who I am. I'm not gonna read the whole list, but a few other things I really want to have in my life is a money person, a legal person, and a tax person. Whether these are good friends, a lover, or somebody I have connection to through a service, but these are important areas that things can go south if you're not paying attention. Money, the law, taxes. Hey, but the good news is, even though I said, hey, this is going to be the last season of Trucker Jim, but the good news is, this is the new season of Trucker Jim. There's going to be a regular video every week. The plan is for it to go up Thursday morning. Hold me to it, guys, but a weekly vlog. But the reason I say it's the last season of Trucker Jim is we're going to have a rebranding here on the Trucker Jim channel and call it something else. Because I tell you this, and I don't mean to be breaking no hearts, and you might tune out and unsubscribe after I kind of drop this bomb. But Trucker Jim is a made-up name. It is. I'm the one that made it up. But I've got another name. Trucker Jim is only one of my many names. I've got a few, and my YouTube name is going to go back. But I'm going to be going back to the name that I've had a long time. Back before I could even drive a car, much less an 18-wheeler. All my close friends called me Keechi. And Keechi has always wanted to make movies. Ever since high school, and I kick myself now for not working harder and holding on to what I wanted instead of just letting other people's expectations push me in the direction that I went. Well, enough of that, because later on this month, this is August 2021, I'll be turning 47 years old. People, I have never been that old a day in my life. So as far as trucking, I really want to get out of it, but I can't do it right away. There is a process. And people give me mixed responses when I talk I want to be a filmmaker or a director. Some people will get excited and see the passion in my eyes. Other people's like, you really need to shut up and just do your job.